Hi everyone! Hello plantitos and plantitas out there! Once again, it's Kim Tries to Vlog and welcome to another episode of my vlog. Today, I am going to show you my little treasures that I love. As you all know, probably you've seen on my Instagram or Facebook stories that I have a growing number of precious plants here in my humble abode. Indeed, I am a certified plantita since last year. By the way, plantita means a lover of plants. You call someone plantito or plantita if she or he loves and is fond of different kinds of plants. It's a play on words. Plant and tita means auntie, or tito means uncle in Filipino. So I started loving plants when I moved here to Australia. At first, my plan was to buy an African grey parrot and a French bulldog. However, after asking my landlord if that's okay, he didn't like the idea because he said that it will damage his property. Also, he said that the parrot might damage the walls, the ceiling, and the dog will definitely make a lot of noise and scratch the wooden floors. So after days and weeks of contemplating, I realized that why not try and buy one or two plants and see if I'll like it or not. And basically that's how it all began. So the first plant that I bought is this philodendron over here. So as you can see, it has a very unusual look compared to other philodendrons out there. And the main reason behind that is because of its star-shaped leaves. But it will eventually change as it matures. Over the past few months, I noticed that it's becoming more and more slender and it's creeping its way up to the top. Also, I repotted this plant a month ago and I placed a new pole over here. This philodendron doesn't need much care. It only needs moderate watering and it doesn't need much sunlight. The next plant that I'm going to show you is the plant that I bought together with my philodendron. But this one is an alocasia. This stunning plant is called Alocasia Wentii. They can be naturally found in the mountains of Papua New Guinea. As you can see, it has a very distinctive arrow-shaped leaves. It's dark green and dark red undersides. To be honest, I feel so sorry for this plant because when I bought this, I accidentally injured its leaf when I was rushing to get out of the taxi with all my groceries. So I'm so sorry, Alocasia. This plant can be a little moody, especially in the winter months. Its leaves would sag and potentially will die. There is no need to worry though because it will produce more leaves during the springtime. The next plant that I think most plantitos and plantitas have, or even those people who's starting and venturing to this new type of hobby, is of course Monstera deliciosa. This plant is a common and a trendy household plant these days. In Latin, its name means abnormal because of its odd looking perforated leaves. Can you see? There you go. To keep it alive, you need to locate and find a balance between sun and shade. Make sure that you don't give too much sun because the leaves will turn yellow. You can water your Monstera once a week and keep in a fairly humid environment. Also, in the years to come, I think this Monstera will need more space, not just in a tight corner or on a windowsill, because this can grow enormously, like dozens of feet tall, with its leaves that will spread to nearly 2 to 3 feet wide. Now let's move on to another plant species that I love. It's one of my favorites. It's a peace lily. Peace lilies are one of the easiest plants to care for, and they make excellent house plants. Peace lilies don't just brighten up a living space, but they are also excellent at cleaning the air of the room they are in. Just be extra careful when watering this plant. There is no exact day when to water it. The best way to know is by simply poking the soil with your finger. If it's damp, then the plant does not need to be watered. If it's dry, then water your peace lily. Also, I think this plant is pretty clever. It gives you a signal when it's thirsty. Its leaves will droop and the whole plant will sag. But once you water them, it'll be alive and happy again. Also, a piece of advice from me: if you want your lilies to produce more white flowers like these ones, place it where there is more light, but not directly facing the sun. Next is my snake plant. I actually have 2 snake plants. I'd say they are one of the toughest house plants because they can tolerate most indoor conditions. They can thrive in hot and dry environment. When looking after snake plants, ideally you would place them in a bright area in the house, but in direct sunlight. The benefit of having snake plants at home is that they have the ability to remove toxic air pollutants. They can absorb cancer-causing pollutants, including CO2, benzene, xylene, and a lot more. Now let's move on to my 2 different species of rubber plants. The one on my right is a Ficus elastica burgundy, and the one on my left is a Ficus tenyki. Ficus elastica burgundy is also known as red leaf rubber plant. This is an ornamental plant with shiny burgundy leaves. It's a low maintenance plant, and the benefit of having this plant is that it removes chemical toxins from the air in your home, like formaldehyde. In comparison, Ficus tenyki has a waxy, smooth, olive and cream colored leaves, but both of them can grow to about 5 to 6 feet. They can get really enormous, but you just have to be extra careful, especially if you have a pet at home, because these rubber plants, when a leaf, for example, or a stem breaks, there is a white substance from its sap that is mildly toxic to people but can be deadly to animals or pets, especially when it's ingested. So just be extra careful. The next plant is called Anthurium. It is one of the most beautiful flowering plants to grow indoors. It is also known as a flamingo flower because of its heart-shaped leaves and red waxy flowers that pop. Yeah. Anthuriums require warmth and plenty of bright indirect light to bloom. So you have to make sure to move it to a brighter spot, preferably near a window, but you have to make sure it's not exposed to direct light because it can damage the leaves. Next to me is my bamboo palm. It is popular because of its soft fronds and tolerance for low light. This bamboo palm prefers a moderate amount of water, so if you have one, you have to make sure that you plant your palm plant in fertile soil and give it a monthly fertilizer application to maintain its lush look. This plant is called Philodendron Imperial Red. This is relatively new hybrid along with other philodendrons like Congo and Prince of Orange. As you can see, it has smooth, shiny green leaves that fan out in all directions. When small, you can place this on a table or desk. As it matures, its leaves spread out, and that makes it an impressive and elegant looking floor plant. Also, you have to keep in mind that Imperial Red prefers bright natural light and doesn't like its soil to go completely dry. On the other hand, keeping your plant constantly wet will cause root rot, so please be careful. Huge leaves and bold vein patterns make elephant's ear easy to spot. Popular indoors and outdoors, this tropical plant makes an eye-catching statement no matter where it is planted. Elephant's ear will thrive wherever moist soil prevails and temperatures are warm. Elephant's ear, it is also known as taro plant. They grow best in part shade or filtered sun. Prolonged sunlight can scorch their leaves, so you have to be careful when exposing them to sunlight. That's my top 10 ornamental indoor plants. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, comment, share this video to your friends and family. Thank you so much. It's Kim Tries the Vlog, and I'll see you next time. Bye!